What's your personal and professional background? I have a background in software engineering and over 8 years of experience in project management, particularly in the technology sector. I started as a developer and transitioned into project management as I found my strength in organizing teams and managing resources effectively. What is your experience in this industry? I've spent the last 5 years managing projects in the finance industry, focusing on digital transformation initiatives. My experience includes leading cross-functional teams to implement software systems that improve client services and streamline internal operations. What is your most successful project? My most successful project involved developing a mobile banking app for a major bank. The project was delivered 2 weeks ahead of schedule and increased customer engagement by 30% within the first quarter of launch. Describe the biggest mistake you've made on a project. Early in my career, I underestimated the importance of clear communication with stakeholders. This led to misunderstandings and project delays. Since then, I have made it a priority to keep stakeholders informed regularly and ensure alignment. How did your last project end? What lessons did you learn? My last project ended successfully, but it taught me the importance of risk management. We encountered unexpected vendor delays, which could have derailed the project if not for our contingency plans. How do you plan your project schedule? I use a work breakdown structure WBS to break down the project into manageable tasks. Then estimate time for each task. I prioritize based on deadlines and dependencies and track progress using Gantt charts. How do you prefer to give status updates? I prefer to give weekly updates via email or project management software, accompanied by monthly meetings to address any major concerns or changes. What are your tactics for motivating a team? I focus on recognizing individual contributions and setting clear, achievable goals. Regular check-ins and an open-door policy also help team members feel valued and heard. How do you monitor and manage risks? I identify risks early and categorize them based on impact and likelihood. I create mitigation plans and review them regularly, adjusting as necessary to stay ahead of potential issues. Do you have any budget management experience? Yes, I have managed budgets for multiple projects, from allocating funds to tracking expenditures and adjusting as needed to prevent overruns. Have you ever managed remote teams and outsourced resources? Yes, I have managed remote teams across time zones and outsourced vendors. I rely on collaboration tools like Slack and Zoom to maintain effective communication and alignment. What is one of your weaknesses in project management? I sometimes tend to focus too much on details, which can slow down decision-making. However, I'm working on trusting my team more and delegating detailed work to keep the project moving forward efficiently. How many people have you managed at one time? I have managed teams of up to 20 members, including both in-house staff and remote freelancers, coordinating their tasks and ensuring alignment with project goals. How have you handled an unhappy stakeholder? I listen to their concerns carefully, identify the root cause, and work collaboratively to find a solution. I believe that active listening and empathy go a long way in maintaining positive relationships. What are the techniques you use to determine a project's scope? I use stakeholder interviews, requirements analysis, and work breakdown structure WBS to clearly define the project scope. ensuring alignment with business objectives and minimizing scope creep. What are some best practices you've used to develop and maintain excellent customer relationships? I prioritize clear and consistent communication, set realistic expectations, and regularly seek feedback to ensure the project meets customer needs and fosters trust. How do you control changes to the project? I implement a change management process where any changes are documented, assessed for impact, and approved before implementation. This helps minimize disruption and keeps the project on track. Describe a challenging project you've managed and how you did it. I managed a project with a tight deadline and limited budget. I focused on prioritizing critical tasks, managing resources effectively, and maintaining open communication to keep everyone aligned, which ultimately led to a successful delivery. What is the first sign a project is off track? The first sign is usually missed milestones or tasks taking longer than expected. When this happens, I immediately assess the root cause and make adjustments to prevent further delays. What is your method for getting a project back on schedule? I reassess priorities, reallocate resources as needed, and potentially adjust the project scope to focus on critical deliverables. Communication with the team and stakeholders is also key to reset expectations. Describe your ideal project. My ideal project is one with clear goals, a supportive team, and open communication channels. It would also involve innovative problem solving and opportunities for team members to grow professionally. How tall is the world's tallest mountain? Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, with a peak reaching 8,848.86 meters, 29,031.7 feet above sea level. Based on the latest measurements, its height has been verified through various surveys and is recognized globally. What is your method for organizing project tasks? I start by breaking down the project into manageable phases. Then I create a work breakdown structure WBS to identify all tasks and their dependencies. I prioritize tasks based on deadlines and complexity. Then use project management tools like Asana or Trello to assign tasks and set timelines. Regular check-ins and adjustments help me ensure tasks are progressing on schedule. What is your preferred project management software? I prefer using Jira for agile projects due to its flexibility in tracking tasks and sprints. For simpler projects, I use Trello for its intuitive, visual layout. What project management methodology do you prefer? I prefer agile methodology for projects that require flexibility and fast iterations. For projects with a fixed scope, I lean toward the waterfall model to maintain structure. How do you gain agreement with teams? I foster open communication and ensure that everyone's perspectives are considered. By involving the team in decision-making and explaining the rationale behind decisions, I can build consensus and commitment to our goals. What are the most important qualities in a project manager? I believe the most important qualities are communication, organization, and adaptability. A project manager needs to effectively communicate goals, keep everything organized, and adapt to changing circumstances. How would you resolve a conflict between two or more team members? I would first speak with each team member individually to understand their perspectives. Then facilitate a group discussion to encourage open communication and find a resolution. What are 3 key challenges in the industry today and how can they be tackled? Some key challenges include rapid technological change, increasing competition, and managing remote teams to tackle these. Companies should invest in continuous training, innovate in product development, and use collaboration tools effectively to manage remote workflows. Describe your leadership style. My leadership style is collaborative. I encourage input from my team, empower them to make decisions, and provide guidance when needed to foster an inclusive and productive environment. What is your communication style? My communication style is clear and transparent. I prioritize listening and ensure my messages are concise and easy to understand, adapting to the audience as needed. How do you handle office politics? I avoid engaging in office politics and focus on fostering a positive work environment by building trust and maintaining professionalism. I believe that transparency and integrity are key to mitigating politics in the workplace. How do you handle a team member who is not productive? I meet with the team member privately to understand if there are any challenges or obstacles they're facing. Then, I work with them to set clear, achievable goals and provide the necessary support to help them succeed. How do you manage team members that are not working to their full potential? I try to understand their motivations and any obstacles they might be facing. I set clear, achievable goals and provide them with additional support or training if needed. Regular feedback also helps keep them on track and engaged. What are your coping mechanisms for when you're overwhelmed or underperforming? When I feel overwhelmed, I prioritize my tasks and delegate when possible. I also take short breaks to recharge, and if needed, discuss my workload with my manager to find a balanced solution. How do you work with customers, sponsors, and stakeholders? I maintain regular communication with all parties, setting clear expectations and updating them on progress. I'm proactive in addressing their concerns and work to build a strong, trust-based relationship. Do you seek help outside of the project team? Yes. When additional expertise is needed, I consult with external experts or other departments. This helps bring new perspectives and solutions to project challenges. Do you delegate? Yes. I believe in empowering my team by delegating tasks based on their strengths. This not only improves efficiency but also helps team members develop their skills. How do you communicate bad news? I communicate bad news honestly and as soon as possible, providing context and possible solutions. I aim to maintain trust by being transparent and showing a proactive approach to resolving issues. Share something you don't want us to know. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, which means I sometimes spend too much time on details. However, I'm working on balancing attention to detail with meeting deadlines efficiently. Do you prefer working on one project at a time or many? I prefer focusing on one project at a time to give it my full attention. However, I'm experienced in managing multiple projects and can prioritize effectively when needed. What made you want to apply for this position? I admire your company's innovative approach to project management and its commitment to employee development. I believe this position aligns well with my skills and would provide exciting opportunities for growth.